So here, guys. Yep, that was insane episode. The reaction, the links are in the description. Watch the reaction and go back here if you want to listen to the discussion. And the discussion starts right now. And yeah, there's a little piece in the reaction in the end. That's kind of also a part of a discussion. Because I'm doing it right away. I just pressed like ended the video and start another video. So I just said that I'm not gonna repeat myself. So, okay, let's speak about that. Let's speak about that. Reminiscence. And we actually got quite a lot. The Historia's memories and Erwin's backstory. Man, he didn't have backstory before. Man, what's up with my glasses? One sec. Screw that. I don't like. I'm like so. I'm a purist in that department. Like if like a little tiny dot is here, I'm like I can't see. So screw the glasses. Let's look weird. Uh, Erwin, the man, this man, great person, great man, had such an interesting backstory. So he's a dramatic character as well. He had a dramatic past. And by the way, this is episode 14 of all the episodes combined. Just imagine that, like, so many videos I've done already. Crazy. Um, so he's a dramatic character. He had a dramatic past, and basically this past of his, that what drives him in. He wants to know the truth about Titans, not because of like just for fun, but because his father had a belief that it is not just like Titans are walking and want to kill us. There is something much more complicated. And when I started watching like episode what like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I had like a lot of theories about, especially when we saw the picture basically that is shown right here, with the ocean and two different continents, that the war, there was a war and there's still a war. But I was always saying like, they're enemies, but it looks like we're in between two enemies. Like the bad guys, I mean, who knows, maybe they're not bad guys, maybe we're actually bad guys, but some guys from the other side of the walls and from the very, very, very inner walls, like that a little piece of nobles and people who know people who know people. They try to maintain some type of order. Like, if whatever Erwin's father said about the memory changing stuff or erasing memory, like in Men in Black, bam, you do the thing and you explain like, you was just walking here and you like sneezed and like, that was a pretty hard sneeze. Now you're here and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go with whatever I was going. So man, you just rewrite the memories, and that's I can understand how it works. And why was I even saying that? And they, by doing that, they organized life inside these walls. Because actually, I was kind of surprised that humanity lives in these walls, and the only guy who was always like, the fuck? Are you not noticing that we're living like a cattle here? It's not life. It's like you just exist here. It's not life. Of course, it's kind of like looking kind of like happy, but there's no future in living here. Just one day, the hugest thing appears and starts killing people. And that's why, like, humanity, it's not like that. If you're gonna bring humanity in at one little point and make walls around them, at some point, those walls are gonna break. People wanna live however they want. They don't want to obey. I mean, 99 people out of 100 probably they're gonna obey, but one guy is enough. Like out of millions people, there's quite a lot of them. So by erasing their memories and stuff, like telling them that yeah, there's no world outside, there's only goddamn titans. Why are you wanna go there? You're gonna die. So by erasing memories, yeah, you can control this type of uh, country or whatever political establishment. So yes, that's kind of explains a lot of things. But I'm speaking a lot about what we're gonna see in the future. So we start with a very funny picture. I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you. So Historia is telling the story about that she was born on a small village farm in the northern region of Walrose, and we can see like all the people are normal, but then we see Sasha eating food, and her eyes like Tom and Jerry eyes. So northern region. So he's very from very far away. It's not southern, it's northern region of Walrose. So she's like very far away from the walls. And the very important thing was we're gonna get to that the wall breaking stuff happened, and exactly after that, that motherfucking road race, like, hey, my little daughter, I'm your father, by the way. Nice to meet you. Hajime mashite. The land we farmed was owned by the noble race family. So that's they thought that he's like some landlord, but no, he's a king. And we see a little girl. So her mother, one mother, were not was not loving her. Was very silent. Why? She was the lover of this guy or what? Why was she going each evening somewhere with like the clothes? So it looks like she was a lover of the guy, of this man. At one point, Historia was born, but why is she so unfriendly towards her? Maybe because she was understanding that. I mean, she died in the end, right? Maybe she had an idea that this girl, her importance, might bring something bad. Why King? Man, I have so many questions. They gave a lot of answers and even more questions again. God damn it. Attack on Titan. Fancy looking clothes. So they were not communicating at all with the mother. And Historia had books. Somehow learned to read them. And the books, like quite a lot of images we saw at one point or another. And then she tried to be nice with her mother. Man, her mother, she definitely looks tired. Like maybe it's like maybe just me, and she's just reading. It's not the best side of hers, you know. But I mean, look at his story. Like the cutest kid ever. Huge eyes. But her mother, like, it feels like she's living in a suffering. Oops. So she tried to communicate, not to communicate, but to basically hug her mother, and the mother threw her away like a little monster. But for her, for his story, it was enough. It was the first time they spoke. It was the first time they touched each other. And then mother says, if only I could bring myself to kill you. So, and she was crying. It feels like the mother loves her. But it's the same with the priest, it's the same with Sanes. They're obligated, to something. They have to do something, you know? I mean, maybe I'm wrong, because he was like, it would be better if you were not born. But better for whom? Maybe for Historia. I mean, for mom, sure, yes. So it's hard to tell, but the way she looked at her and said that, like, if she was hating her, she would find a way to kill Historia. But she didn't do that. She kind of cared, and she left. She didn't punch her like. What's the thing with the mother? And so the mother left. And poor Historia. That was the first words she heard. The last words were not much better. And then yes, then 5 years ago. So this was 5 years. So she was probably 5 years or so at this moment, and they lived for 5 years. She didn't see her mother, I suppose, for 5 years. One night, a few days after the fall of Maria. So, after Maria fell, and the government, everyone, got that information, something started inside there with this guy. You can look at this guy, man. He looks evil. He looks evil. This is not a nice daddy. This is a bad daddy. As soon as the wall fell, they started. He went to Historia and he's like, hello, I'm your father, by the way. So this event started something, like some emergency plan of some sort. They need a vessel now. Maybe if they want a vessel now, maybe this is the same point. And he's like, oh, I need a vessel now. But then Kenny appears. Let's get to that. So he's like, hello, I'm your daddy. You're gonna be living with me. And they're leaving. And then guys in black appear. Uh, Super agents of some sort. And Kenny's. So here was Kenny and here was Sanas as well. The poor woman screams. This is quite a dilemma, Lord Race. Let's avoid doing anything rush, shall we? It looks, this race, Rod Race should be a king, right? He should have all the power in the world. I mean, not in the world, but in this little world of his kingdom. He's a goddamn king. And Kenny speaks to him like he's nothing. So they kind of look like some special agents that are doing dirty work. Why they why killing a woman? Why killing this woman? What did she? And not killing his story in the end. I think the guy like Kenny, he didn't. He would not take a chance. Not like, oh, I'm not gonna tell anything. Okay, then you leave, but you're gonna die because I have to kill someone. I think he would have killed her if it was needed. Why, why the king cannot control them? Maybe the king, even him having power, these guys are like the overseers of some. Man, it's so weird. What's happening though? Has the fall of Wolmarie got your shaking in your boots? I mean, Kenya understands that, right? Why? I don't know why, but that definitely happens. That's a connection. Who are you? Why are you doing that, Kenny? I'm not that girl's mother, so she is. I'm sorry for not speaking. I'm watching this scene again because it's important. So be it. I have nothing to do with this too. So Kenny wanted for Rod Race to say that they're not related in any way. And the mother was also saying, like, no, she's not my daughter. Why? You never existed. And you definitely never work it at the where? Work it at where? At the estate. Hmm. Nobody knows who you are. But that knife. Master, please tell him that's not true. If only. And they kill her. I don't understand why would you kill a mother. No, I can understand. Mother has no blood of the king. So she's disposable, but Historia has the blood of the king. That's why that's a very reasonable uh, argument towards not killing her. So it feels like the king actually. Man, I don't understand. If he was the one who decided that she should die, or like, no, because when Kenny wanted to kill Historia, he's like, no, Kenny, don't do that. She's gonna change the name and stuff gonna be like fun. What's the connection? What's the hierarchy? Or what's the. I wish you never been born. He wanted to kill Historia as well. Wait. In a similar life. Perhaps they could spare me. I, I wonder why Kenny would agree to that. This is like a professional killer, what looks like. He. Your name will be Crystal Lens. And the book with the girl. I wonder what's this book about. So and then we see like the scene switches to the our time, and he hugs Historia. What 5 and something years later, and like I'm sorry, I was wrong. But dude, I don't buy it. You want a vessel, not a girl, not a daughter. I was wrong, yada yada. I was only trying to protect you. I mean, yeah, he protected her, but I have a feeling that he protected her as a vessel, not as a daughter of his. Like everything's going to be fine. For you are part of the royal bloodline. So he's even like highlighting that, yeah, this is important stuff. What happened with your children? Like, have you ever had like a legitimate children? That's very interesting. Like, as a king, he should have a wife. Like every king, like it's his duty to have a wife and to have like a lot of children, especially like a long time ago, because children were dying like a very high percentage. So you have to have a lot of children, so at least a few of them like grow. And you, by the way, most of the time you need a male child to become a king. Of course, there were queens as well, but kings were prioritized at those times. But he's like, okay, and man, queen Historia, Erwin's plan with Queen History. This episode, I'm only like what 6 minutes in the episode, and like 1/4 of this is the opening. I'm not gonna sleep well tonight. I am. And poor Aaron being kidnapped and hearing people saying crazy stuff here and there. For the rest family are the true blonde. So yes, now she knows that. And there's guys, those guys with. Did I close that? Yeah, I closed that. The guys in black, man, my light is too powerful. Two guys. So they are working with the king. Or king is working with them. Hmm? Maybe they work on someone even more grand than the king, and they're like, man, it's already complicated. Let's not complicate even more. Currently, the only person capable of saving all of you. Oh, man, I've missed that. Excuse me again. That's right, Historia. We of the race family are the true royal bloodline. Okay, this is good. And you're currently the only person capable of saving all humanity. Why? Okay, let's imagine that she is a vessel. Like you need her to eat Aaron. I mean, Aaron has the power to control Titans, and it's kind of unknown how he used it, but it can be used. So maybe that's the type of power they want. But they want exactly his story, and he's saying you're the only person capable of saving all of humanity. Why her? I mean, if that's something connected to her being like having a blood of the king and stuff, why you cannot do that then? You're the goddamn king. Why is her the only person? You're currently the only person. So there were others, and this guy killed them in like those guys in black, or what? I don't understand why Historia. Maybe she has something even more in her than just being a blood of the king. Because the king is here. You like eat Aaron and do the thing if you want that. What's the problem? And why can Aaron? Maybe you can ask Aaron. I mean, it doesn't seem like he can use it very well. We never saw that after the season 2 ended. There was only one training of them trained to harden the wall. I mean, trying Aaron to harden to do the hardening ability, and I don't even know if they succeeded or not. Like at least somewhere. But were they trying to control Titans? Is it working now, or was it like a one like timed thing? Because I was thinking about that as well after season two ended. That's like why that happened, and there might be few connections here and there, but they're like that's just something that like yeah, you can pick this, you can pick that, but who knows? First of all, and very very stupid one is that it just worked. It just worked. Time has come. The second one is his emotional state. He was in this emotional like state of being and everyone's dying around, and Mikasa's here saying some good stuff. So she motivated him a lot, and he stand like and his arm like regenerates very fast, and he like says that, and it worked. And the third, basically, there was the three ideas, and the third one was the fact that he punched that stupid Titan, because it was kind of interesting. I've rewatched that, and she was trying to touch him, and he's like, bam, and like normal Titan will continue, like who's the human, like don't care, gotcha. But as soon as as he touched her, she's like, okay, not gonna do that. So maybe somewhat somehow connection to the the fact that he like touched that thing. But why? So I don't I don't have like a real answer on why it happened. Why wasn't it happening before? But they want this power for them, and it feels like they know how to use it. Because you can save, capable of saving all of humanity. Even Historia doesn't know that. But the guy knows. What's your plan? Can what did the memory raising thing? What's the power of this? Is this like another power of Titan? Or the power to control them and the power to raise memories is somehow connected? I mean, power to control Titans. But human can transform into Titan as well, so it may be somehow connected to that, right? Each Titan is a human, kinda, there. So it probably, yeah, you can probably control. Who are you controlling? Are you controlling Titans or human by that power? Huh? Huh? That's interesting. If Titans are human, then you're controlling human by this power, not Titans. Titans is just a look, but inside there's a human. So maybe this is the power to use to erase memories. And so what do they want? They want this power to what? To control Titans and fight back with the guys, with Reiner and Bertolt and the monkey guy? Or they want this power to like yeah erase the memories again and build like another dozens of walls and live happily ever after? The opportunities are limitless basically with such type of power. On whom can you use it? What's the range? If this is a power to control human, if every like person in the world Can you sit here and say to like another guy who lives like on the other side of the planet to do something? Or it's like limited? Because at least it works. Uh, I mean, maybe no, maybe whole humanity was gathered at one point, but the range should be quite big for this power. Man, I'm saying so much stuff. You're probably tired. So yeah, 7 minutes into the episode, but this is crazy. This is gives such a big opportunity for new plot developments. The previous two episodes they had no things like this. They were like preparing me for this, but this episode it's like basically like episode 10 of season 2. Like, boof, a huge piece of information drops. So we see Hannes, I wanted to say, man, Sanes entering the jail cell to a guy who he thought gave the information, but in fact, no, Sanes was tricked. And Hanji says, like, no, he said nothing, it was you, man. Nicely done. But then Sanes says something as well. Calls them bad and stuff. She like started screaming at him. And he says like someone else will surely fill our shoes soon enough. So he's replaceable in his position. Though our roles are over, the cycle will only begin in you. The cycle of what? You know what? The cycle. I was, everyone was, and me myself, were thinking about that there was a war 105 years ago. But if our memories were changed, yeah, we can think that there was a war. But maybe no, 105 years ago there was like a memory swap, and maybe there was no war. Maybe there's no war. Actual war. Like we're living like hundreds and hundreds of years. And at some point, people are starting to understand something's not right, and they're like, bam, erasing the memories. And those people, Reiner and Bertolt and the monkey and Ymir, they're living somewhere. They was living somewhere outside of the world. Maybe they were like, I mean, no, they were like whole nations. It looks like. I was thinking like maybe there were like rebels who escaped the walls, and we're living here in this society, closed society, ruled by a king, and like memories are erasing and stuff. Because they also have titans, and we have titans. It looks like. I mean, at least we have Aaron, and we have. I mean, yeah, Ymir is from the outside. And I don't know what's with Grisha. Was he from the outside, or was he an our guys? And what's in the basement? But this isn't interesting. The cycle will only begin in you. So there might be a cycle going on and on and on and on. And people are, each cycle, people are thinking, yeah, there was a war. Oh, that's bad. It's just why other guys need us. Maybe they want to liberate us, actually. But man, if you want to liberate us, why would you kill so many people? Like Reiner and Bertolt, like it's not how you liberate people. It's like, yeah, we have to liberate this country. Let's bomb the hell out of it, then burn it, and then maybe will find the bad guys. No, they're not trying to liberate us. They're trying to actually kill us and destroy us, but Reiner only wanted the power of Aaron, and then they can go on. But with this power, you can basically, if you have a power to control people, you can say to us, like, you kill yourselves. Done. So yeah, having this power, you don't need to kill people actually, like physically doing that by yourself. You can do that just by saying that. Man, I need a drink. I'm gonna. Where's the. I need to drink. How long is this discussion? It's more than half an hour ago already. Guys, I'm gonna go drink a little bit of water and I'm gonna be back, okay? And I'm gonna clean my glasses, because, yeah. One sec. Yeah, that's better. We have a saying here, like a funny one, in a country known uh, like those, man, what's it called? Stereotypical vision of like every guy in my country is drunk and stuff. But yeah, we actually drink sometimes quite a lot. But we have a saying, like, if something complicated happens and you have to deal with that, we have a saying like, yeah, you cannot deal with that without a half a liter of vodka means. So yeah, this is basically the whole attack on this episode. You cannot deal with it without a half a liter. And I was saying about that. I opened the fridge, drink water, and I have a beer there. And I mean, like, man, if I grab a few cans of beer, I would be like for 3 hours sitting here and saying stuff. But yeah, not gonna do that. You need to have a clear mind for this anime, or I'm gonna be just stupidly missing stuff. I missed, even in the episode, I missed some important details about like what this red race guys said. Guy. So yeah, and Sana says about the cycle. Another way of plot development appeared. Hanji listened to him pretty. The world cannot be rid of cruelty so easily. This is not very important, I suppose. Good luck, Hanji. Though he cries and says good luck, Hanji, so he's just like priest. It feels like they're obligated to do that. But it doesn't feel like they're wanting to do that. Like, they all sympathize with us, but they're gonna kill us because they need to do that. What's up? Maybe they were brainwashed or something. And Kenny, by the way, has some dream. What dream? And then Hanji kills a roach. It dies. Even though there was no roach, but somewhere roach definitely died after this punch. And he tells the story about basically what we know already. I mean, it's not like we know that, but the hints were there and they were pretty obvious. So she's telling the story about how you have a Titan power, how you can have a Titan power. You have to eat a intelligent Titan, as they call them here. You have to eat an intelligent Titan. Not like just random human. You have to be a stupid ass Titan, and you have to eat a smart Titan, an intelligent Titan, to become a human again with the ability to transform into Titan. Motherfucking. This is so complicated, but yeah, that's how it works. And you don't have to eat him, you have to like something like chew him or something, because If you just have to put him in your mouth and swallow it, then we had like the main hero of the show would be like some bearded guy who ate Aaron. So yeah, and Hanji's things. Uh, and maybe you know what? Titans always want to eat human. And they don't do that because it's like tasty and because they want to eat. No, they don't have a digestive systems. Maybe they have like this instinct to go and find someone who have this power and like hopefully eat someone who have it. That can explain why they want to eat. That why they don't attack animals. They only attack humans, and they eat them. They don't like break them apart. They're eating them. Maybe this is why. Because they're actually like searching in the back of their head. They're stupid, but they have one goal in their life. Find that golden human being with the superpower so they can turn back. I mean, Ymir got the jackpot of having four at one place. It would be funny if she's like, oh wow, ham. Like four powers at once. The armored female colossal and Marcel power. I mean, Marcel probably has power of a teeth or something, because her teeth changed. But he was she like her appearance was the same. So like yeah, Ymir would be a super badass. And if she ate them, like no problems probably would have happened. Like Carlo would be living happily, and Grisha was here in his basement doing some weird things. What's with the basement, man? Can we ever see that? Can we at least speak about that? Can we maybe have like little hint, like flashback or something? Was it even shown in the manga for you guys or in the anime? Not don't say that to me because there's gonna be it's gonna be spoiler and it's gonna be deleted. But it's going to be funny if you're like sitting there like, oh yeah, you're gonna wait the basement, but no one knows what's up with there. So she explains that you have to kill. That basically government wants Aaron, wants to eat him, and yeah, she explains that Reiner was throwing other stupid titans towards Aaron, so one of them will eat him. And after that, after they eat Titan, like eat a human, you're like judging by Ymir, she was like out of it. She like ate the guy and like, and Aaron doesn't remember. And Bertolt was saying, and Ymir was saying that after you eat a human, you're like, you don't remember that. Your memories are all haste. So probably when you eat as a Titan a human, you transform back, and you're like unconscious for some time. And Reiner could have used that, like, yeah, you gotcha power, like Ghostbusters drop the thing, like catch the ghost, and you can use it later on. That's why he was doing that. I mean, he was probably doing that because there were titans all around him, and he could throw them towards the guys. But this was also a smart idea. And if I'm right, then Aaron is only valuable to our enemies as a replaceable vessel for that power. God damn you! And we see Aaron sitting in. They got everything. He's like, mouth is closed, eyes are closed, arms are like that, legs are like that. He's like totally unmovable at this point. Maybe you can, he has like some metal thing in his teeth. Maybe you can, you know, make enough pressure to break your teeth and Yeah, that's painful and transform into Titan. But let's not think about that. This is plot, and it have to be. And Mikasa's like, I'm not happy with that, and tries to go away. And Levi, by the way, touches her like, stay here, Mrs. Girl with a quite interesting feminine name. What's with you, though? Man, I forgot already. What's with Ackerman? Levi kinda looks like Mikasa. I mean, it's not like, yeah, but they have some facial features, like this um, sharp features of the face. And he was being, they were they were fighting Ani together. Uh, he held her in the previous episode. He's he's touching her now, so maybe he knows who he is. He's just not saying that, and he is somehow interested in her. What's with the Ackerman as well? It's very interesting because they just brought that up again in the plot. I mean, it may be just for fun, but it may be something important. Levi tells like, let's visit Rodriguez. And Hanji goes to Erwin to explain the situation. But Mr. Pixis, Uncle Pixis visits Erwin. So Erwin wrote him a letter with some ideas. And Pixis answers him in the dialogue, in the direct dialogue. So Erwin wants, man, I don't have enough words to describe that, but he wants to throw away the government. And by not spilling blood by doing that. Not spill blood by doing that. How would you do that? I mean, I know some ways, like revolutions and stuff, but the revolutions means the blood's gonna be there. Yeah, for sure. Maybe he meant not a lot of blood, not direct fighting like war. And this seems like a good plan, because this government is up to something. I can see now Rod and Historia and the guy in black and Aaron on the floor, writing somewhere, and they are up to something. And they're not like there's like a few people there who benefit that all from that all. And so Erwin wants to get rid of this king and make Historia a queen. Man, that's crazy to be honest. And Pixie's like, oh, it's another gamble of yours. And he said, like, yeah, I thought that at some point I'll have to point my gun at the king. And then Erwin explains tells the story about his father. But we didn't hear this story because Attack on Titan likes to do that. Like, here's something interesting. Wanna see that? No, wait. There's another something interesting. Please. And then after that, I'm like, oh, by the way, you know what? And sometimes here's something interesting, but you know what? You're not gonna see that. Like never. At least some, I don't know, maybe 5 seasons. So Hanji arrives, and thankfully, when he gets those two back, we'll have his story race enthroned as queen. When we have get those two back, Levi's squad is currently attempting. So they want to get back Historia and Levi, Aaron, and they want to make this plan. But at the same time, they're making their move. And the other side of the conflict, Kenny and those men in black and like this road race guy, they're also making their move. They're trying their best to not give Erwin any opportunity to do anything. They set him up, like he killed them. They got all the Survey Corps guys, like chained and stuff. And we're out of like we're basically criminals. Like no, government, of course, it has much more power, and like it's very hard to oppose it. And yeah, Pixies agreed, but he said it's not we who should ultimately decide whether or not to execute this plan. So I suppose the plan is to. I mean, all revolutions they are made by people, the citizens, like little normal people. Because the government, yeah, it's strong, but if all your people are going against you, you're not gonna stop them. So I suppose they're counting on like uh, somehow using like telling them about something about the king, like some bad stuff about them, maybe actually true, what's actually true, and use them. Because who should decide whether or not to execute this plan? Of course, Commander. In this episode, and this was, and Erwin was saying something after that. Race investigation. I found out as much as I could. There's one particular incident that stuck out to me. Incident. Oh, and we never get the information. The guy runs and says like you have to turn yourself in. God damn it. And Erwin says like you're gonna be the next commander after me, man. Erwin, don't retire yet. We need you, man. We need you. This guy. He's our like leader of humanity. For me, man, I've got goosebumps because this guy is incredible. He's incredible in the fight. He's incredible in the science development. He's incredible as a leader. He's just an awesome guy. I wish I'd see him smile more often because he's always serious. He's on the mission from the moment his father died. I've got constant goosebumps. From the moment his father died, he was doing whatever he's doing to achieve the goal, to confirm that theory of his father. Because this theory changes everything about the world we know and we think we know. And he was, there was quite a lot of, not quite a lot, there was a picture of him, young Aaron, staying there with those people, the fat guy, the fancy clothed guy, and some else guy, the military guy, those who were there with the king, not the king, but the guy who like kind of king, and with road race. I'm gonna show you them later on. And then we switch to this moment where we see quite a few dead bodies, three dead bodies. The Dimo Reeves and a few other guys died. And they're publicly saying that, yeah, that was you because you wanted that, because you want Eren Yeager's power to yourself. I mean, standard stuff in front of people, and you can influence their opinion. And that's how you can influence them back. Just remember the episode 9 or 10. What was the episode? 9 or 10. I don't remember, 9 or 10 from the first season when the Captain Feldman was screaming and Warrior and the soldier guys were like, yeah, we're gonna kill them. But then Armin was saying like, no, 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 you have to think, and they're like, yeah, we have to think. But then Captain Feldman again, and they're like, okay, you can manipulate people very easily. It's not like it's super easy, but it is doable. In front of people, yeah, he's a murderer, yada yada. And he said about the some six something caustics, man, violates caustics, clause 6. Man, I cannot speak already. Clause 6 of the Humanity Charter. If I said that correct, of course. I assume you're familiar with it. It forbids the prioritization of one's own gain over the safety and longevity, don't know the word, but I can understand, of humanity. I mean, I'm not sure about is it actually applicable towards Erwin, because he have his own reasons. Like, yeah, he wants to confirm his father's theory, but he fights for humanity. He has his own reasons to fight for humanity. It's like those guys also, they have their own gain. The king, these guys, they have their own gain over the safety of humanity. They're killing people here and there to have their own. So it's you can say that in both ways. And I think Erwin is not the type of guy who's only doing that for himself and only for himself. Even by doing that for himself, he's doing good. He's doing the right thing. It's just the interest of humanity and interest of his guy are like they're basically the same, and that's why having him on our side is a great thing. So yeah, those all survey core are banned to be held accountable and its members arrested. And we see Kenny with his girl, blonde girl, again. She's already concerned, and not already, again concerned about Levi, and he is. What she said, man. We still need to deal with Levi's squad. I told you he'll show up on his own. We just need to be ready to crush him. So I suppose Kenya understands that Levi and the guys are going to save Aaron. So they're gonna be waiting them. Because Kenny, man, what's the word? Not studied, not learned, but the other way. Teached, man. Kenny teached Levi. So he kind of understands how he's going to be acting. But then the beautiful scene. Erwin, man, Erwin, such a great guy. She's like said like I'm gonna avenge these guys' life, whatever whoever did that. And this was basically, it was just as I saying, they manipulated people in their way, and but Erwin like he showed his humanity. He showed that he's not a bad guy. Like, yeah, whatever they say, I'm gonna avenge you, guy. Just believe me, in front of his wife or daughter, whoever he was, and she was in front of all people. Such a great act by him. Like, like his arm on the heart of a guy, and he said that yeah, he delayed the evacuation and stuff, but he helped as well. And I'm gonna avenge you. The hands of some villain have torn the dream of his apart. Man, Erwin, my man, such a great guy. And his face, I promise that I will avenge his death. Look at this. Look at this man. The man. Erwin, I believe in you, man. And even after that, you can see his face. He's dedicated. He's ready. Oh, and he remembers the story. Like, I mean, we can see the story. So his father was a story teacher. Let me read that again. The whole thing. His history lectures. To protect themselves from the Titans, humanity took refuge within the walls and realized 100 years of peace. And we can see this is the goddamn picture, guys. This is the goddamn picture from a goddamn to be continued screen. It is it. I was saying, like, people doing some gardening, like some houses. I was seeing that, and I was seeing the first wall and the second wall, little part of the second wall as well. So this is, and here's the ocean, by the way. So what's up with that? That looks kind of like a bit of inconsistency. If people don't know about the ocean, but this guy telling, like, yeah, like he's showing the picture with the ocean. Huh? What's up with that, Attack on Titan? This looks like a little detail you missed by, you know. How do you know there's a ocean here? Huh? Okay, I'm not gonna be that guy, but you don't know there's an ocean here. I mean, probably this guy can know that, because there is a Book of Wonders, Armin's Book of Wonders. So some people may know about that, just not everyone. But they're showing this picture to the class of little guys. It's like a school program. And it shows the goddamn ocean. And this is ocean, you can see that, right? You can see that, right? Yeah, you can see that, right? That's great. Because, man, I don't know if you can see that. So, humanity took Hyakunen. But this retreat caused all records of our past outside the walls to be lost for all time. I don't buy that. Like what? You were running so fast that you lost all your books? Even if you lost all your books, you have memories. So this is actually very, very, very reasonable to assume that humanity lost its memory. Because how can you get them lose all your records of past? I wonder how old that Book of Armens is. And it looks like it was his parents' book, so they wanted to go outside as well. Maybe it's very, very rare to have this knowledge, and this book was like super rare. I wonder if he has it. Because you have to show that book to Hanji, to Erwin, to everybody, to humanity. Maybe they can use this book to like start the revolution. Like, you know what? By the way, There's like stuff out there, and you're living here and thinking everything's fine. Fine. And by the way, you were attacked by some guys that are people, by the way. Yeah. And if you're gonna eat at least one of them, you're gonna become this thing as well. People are just don't know about that. But the retreat, yes. Man, you can see the picture in all the details. And this is definitely ocean. They're just showing this little plot hole. Not the plot hole, but the what's it called? Um, man, what's it called? Like a little error in the movie, you know, when you see some character, he's sitting there and like drinking cola, and like next frame he's drinking coffee and stuff, like this little thing, you know, in the like every movie has them if you just look carefully enough. That's why we're all taught. But Aaron Erwin was asked some question. I asked my father a question. What's up with the water? Like, and he's like, oh shit. And his father is shocked about the question. What was the question? I mean, the answer on that question was that probably we have our memory changed. I mean, the question could be like a lot of questions answered with this thing. He just dubbed it like, why? How can this be? Like, how can we lose all these books? How can we lose everything? It doesn't really connect. Father ignored him because he knew that if he's gonna answer that question, he's going to be executed right away. And he later on said to Erwin his thoughts about that. Let me read that. Man, sorry for that long discussion, but this is so important. After we got home, my father answered my question. He told me about all the contradictions that like the government provided history books, so the government provided the history books. Even as a child, I was astounded by the thing he told me. My poor guy died. However, I was too young to understand why he hadn't shared this information, because it's prohibited with the rest of my class. But young, naive Erwin started spelling this all left and right, shared my this story with many of my classmates, and I suppose why this is another little plot hole. If uh, if they killed a father, why wouldn't they kill Erwin? Why wouldn't they kill all the children who got this information as well? If it's prohibited, like their main goal is to keep this information hidden, you know? And if someone knows this information and tells few guys, it's not enough to kill the first human. You have to like deal with all of them to get this basically like kind of like infection of information. So again, why wouldn't you kill Erwin? I mean, yeah, how can you kill this such great little kid with such grand eyebrows and stuff? But you're goddamn murderers who kill people because you have to do that. They didn't kill Erwin, they didn't kill Historia, and by not killing them, now you have grown up, uh, Commander Badass, who's threatening the throne, the king himself. That was a big mistake, guys. As Levi would say, like, I mean, he wouldn't say like that, but like he suggested like that. That was not the right choice, guys. He had died in an accident in some faraway town. Yeah, just the birds killed him. That's for sure. He was brutally attacked and massacred by birds. He had been silenced by government. Why? Why not Erwin though? But thank you for not killing Erwin. We need this guy. 107 years ago already, when humanity withdrew into these walls, were there walls here? And even, man, I already forgot that there's probably even us thinking that, yeah, this is the correct information. Maybe no, there's maybe a cycle. And actually, we're living here more than that. Man, I need a liter to drink, not a goddamn half a liter to get with that. The king altered their memories in order to keep them placed. Or placed, I don't know the word. Yeah, Marcus, sorry for, I know. He's very upset of me. You wanna drink a liter of vodka with me? That was my father's theory. And he wants to confirm this theory. Very badly. I came to learn something about them. And then we can see, man, have I... Yeah, I did. They aren't trying to protect humanity. Here are the guys. But rather than their gardens, houses, and lands? Maybe lands or land. Lands. Yeah, there's lands. Man, I'm so tired already. Here's the guys, right? 4 guys. Here's the fat one. Here's the fancy closed one. And here's the army guy. These 3 there were in the meeting with the king. And Erwin stands here with these guys as well in one line. So it's all not for humanity. They just want to live happily, they want to have riches. What's up with this Lord Barco from episode 5? Some regional lord that was eating cookies and drinking wine. Did he know about all that as well? Man, these fucks. And should anyone dare to threaten their authority, they will be terminated no matter what. So yeah, government, guys. Government is the enemy. And I wonder what's with the guys from the outside. They're too aggressive for people who are trying to help us. It feels like they're bad and our government is bad. And we're just some people who suffer from all that. But Erwin's dedication. Death of my father, yeah, unjustified. He was killed by a human greed and the perfusion of his own son. Man, Erwin, you're such a great guy. My mission in life is to prove that theory correct. And yet the news, Survey Corps murdered the civilian, of course. Because we can kill titans, why not kill civilians as well? And we eat them and rape them as well. Because we're a Survey Corps, we're like a very dangerous type of corps. and Jean in disguise with Armin. And they give a funny picture of Levi. Man, who drew that? Who who drew that? I can do better than that. Like Levi, were you eating donuts like 5 weeks in a row? What's with your face? I mean, he got his eyes and nose and lips kind of right, but the whole face thing, no, that's not Levi. I wonder, there's something here. Like most of the time, there should be a name like Billy James or I don't know, maybe whoever, like Jack Daniels and stuff. Does that say Levi Ackerman or just Levi or just Wanted? Is someone knows his surname or is it just like a super secret stuff? Yeah, I wonder. So yeah, people are searching them, and basically, Sasha. Let me. What's with the race? They won't reach the race state for at least a day. So we're moving quite fast, and Sasha hears. We can use the time to come up with a plan. I hear footsteps. Man, her hearing is crazy. And Connie again, like, huh? They're coming this way. Man, Sasha is like a cat, like with her senses. And guys are coming with the guns and with the equipment. And view to be continued. And this was the craziest episode of the season, guys. 3 episodes in, and the craziest episode already. I don't. Maybe it was. I don't know how to compare it to Ymir's flashback episode. Is it better or worse? I mean, they're all great, but which one is more crazy? Where did I get more information? I mean, Ymir's episode was probably the craziest one yet. Because the outside world confirmed the need to eat a human as a titan is confirmed. You know what? Actually, this episode gave more information. They're kinda like both kinda similar, but this episode gave Erwin Smith even more character. And I love this guy, there's some of you constantly asking in the comments was asking about who were my favorite characters, and I was answering that it's very difficult because the show progresses, the characters are changing, and it's hard to tell because like who's your favorite. I mean, they're all great. I like them a lot, but now I cannot say who's number two. I cannot say who's number three. I like characters, a lot of them, and Jan is great, and Armin's great, and even Aaron. He's not like that complex character for now, but he definitely is. I like him, and Mikasa, I like her, even though they don't seem like very deep characters. Levi, I really like Levi, but number one for me is Erwin Smith. I've got goosebumps. Just. I mean, you have to see you. I mean, yes, this is hair on my arm. I hope it gets that. Because whenever I speak about this man, like something inside of me, like some. He's a legend. My goosebumps are getting like crazy. He is definitely my favorite character. And I really hope they're not gonna make him bad, but how can you make such great guy a bad guy? I mean, you can make if you want that, but I hope this is not the way the show uh, progresses. And that was the episode, guys. Was amazing episode. Sorry for longest discussion. This discussion is the longest discussion ever, I suppose. Sorry if it was too long, but like you were saying that you like those, so I hope you like this one as well. And if you watched the whole thing, man, nice. Thanks for watching. It's 12 o'clock already. I have to rest. Thank you guys for watching very much. See you in the next episode. Have fun. Bye bye.